thank you very much, and thank you for that, Susanne, and thank you very much, Ben and Westernacher, for inviting me here to speak to you today on this exciting event. My topic is, or my world, is actually what you see here on the screen. I work as a business architect in Vestas Wind Systems, and we are basically in the transport area focusing on delivering our components to our customers, of course, but in the end delivering sustainable energy to the grid out there and to you guys as citizens of the world. We believe we do that pretty well. But as you can see, it doesn't come without a challenge here and there. So what you look at here is just every day. We do this on every day of the year in every part of the world. And we also do it in all kinds of weather and all kinds of modes of transport. So I'm going to talk a little about that. First of all, what is Vestas actually all about? Well, we are an energy provider in our world. I know that you will call it, we produce windmills, or we call it turbines. But in the end, we provide sustainable energy to the environment. We are plus 30,000 people doing that on a daily basis, spread out on a global part of the world. And we sell wind farms. A wind farm is a project-based delivery to our customers, and they go from a few turbines in a wind farm to up to more than several hundred turbines on a farm. We do it on land, and we do it on water, onshore and offshore. So as we deliver energy, we often talk about megawatt or gigawatt. So last year we sold and erected close to 14 gigawatts of power into the grid. Since we started some 40 years ago, we have been delivering more than 150 gigawatts of energy, which is by far the most in this industry. Currently, we are doing plus 15 million revenue, and that is with a global setup where we are located in we have been selling turbines from more than close to 90 countries worldwide. And yes, we are very happy and honored by this sustainability recognition that we have been named the most sustainable company in the world. Obviously, the product in itself is very sustainable, so that is also what drives me, what drives most of my colleagues, that we are actually a sustainable player in this world. And it's basically the core of our business. So in that sense, you can say that's for free also in this assessment. But it doesn't come for free. We have been basically founding and been leading the industry for more than 40 years, and that doesn't just come by itself. We have hard competitors out there that we also enjoy competing with, doing the same in the name of the clean energy. So they are both colleagues and competitors. What doesn't come, you can say, for free or part of our product, that is that we are having a mindset of sustainability. We have a catchphrase, sustainability, in everything we do. So we have made it an integral part of our company strategy that we actually have sustainability. Also sustainability targets. We have been introducing a very innovative roadmap for circularity. So that's also what has been mentioned a couple of times here by our former presenters, where we actually make it operationally. We make it measurable. So we set performance targets for ourselves, building a roadmap where we want to lead to zero waste wind turbines by the year 2040. And we're not waiting until 2040. We have measurable milestones that we need to tackle along the way. Beside of that, we also have other measurements that we are going to focus on. We will be carbon neutral by 2030. We have this ethical part as well that was also mentioned previously today, where we will be safest, we will be most inclusive, and we will also have the social responsibility and be the leader of that in our industry. So that's much more important to us today than it maybe was in the beginning when we were starting in this industry. And then, obviously, we will be part of leading the transition. So we will also be part of continuing, as it has been for a long time. We will ensure that politicians, our consumers in the end, our partners, our customers, they also have the mindset of being sustainable. And that is what we are then successful in. And maybe kind of a critical element is that I wasn't actually expecting that we would be named the most sustainable company in the world. Of course, we are happy, but what makes me a little unhappy is actually to the point that Ben was driving as well, that why are we already there? Why don't we have better competition out there in the world actually also being as sustainable? So of course we are happy that we have that position, but we would much rather have a much bigger set of companies aligned with us on that front. Going into where I'm a little more comfortable, so taking it a step deeper into the company, I work with transportation. I develop our solutions together with my colleagues so that my operational colleagues can actually go and execute. And what makes transport unique for us is that, or for also whoever we talk to, we have three factors that makes us very unique when it comes to the transportation part. Global coverage is as such not, you can say, a unique thing. That's something a lot of companies is experiencing. But the part that we actually manage 50% of the entire volume flowing in, so our inbound volume, we manage that through FCA Incoterms. That means that we contract, we schedule, we book, we track, we settle the transportation, and we are in complete control of that. In-house, so to say. Of course, we have our transport suppliers that we align with, the partners. And we actually do that to quite an extensive network. We have more than 1,500 material suppliers. We have delivering those into our more than 150 plants, manufacturing plants and service warehouses, and distribute among those as well. So that comes up with more than 400,000 transportation that we are managing in-house. So that's one thing making us actually quite unique from a lot of the companies out there. The second point is that we are a project-based company. We need to deliver huge components to specific destinations around the world coming from various places, and they need to be there at the same time so that our construction colleagues can erect the turbines and make it spin for the clean energy. That doesn't come easily because we have plants all over the world bringing in to one and the same destination. We have more than 100,000 specialized transports doing this, and actually just the sheer size of our components. As you see here on the top, this is a blade. Every turbine has 3 of them, and they are actually the small ones. They are only 55 meters long. But it becomes larger and larger year by year. And today we are looking at some of the biggest ones being more than 100 meters long. This doesn't come easy. It requires much more than a standard truck. It requires a lot of equipment specialized for this. So that's also a capacity element and an investment actually that we need to consider either on us or on our partners. It also comes with special authorization. We need trucking permits, we need legislation, we need vehicles to escort us around. We might not be able to transport in the day because we are constrained for normal traffic. I know I've been hiding behind a big blade going on the road, and it's annoying, it is, even though I know why it's there. But it's actually something that constrains us a lot from actually delivering this. So there's a lot of things to consider when actually delivering these huge components. And by that, we also we charter full vessels. As you can see, I've put here, we do more than 600 fully chartered vessels, just that we control fully. We book them, and then we pay for it, no matter if we use it or not. So, of course, a big part of my colleagues are actually trying to utilize that. Maybe picking it up on several loading ports, filling it up completely so that we utilize it, and then going maybe to a different region, also delivering to various projects. So it actually needs to be delivered to many discharge ports as well. So this complexity is huge when it comes to delivering these turbines. We also do it on rail, on train sets, which is similar to the vessels, which is only then happening in North America. So, besides being a little complex delivering these huge things around the world, we are also impacted by supply chain disruptions. I think we all know the various disruptions impacting us. It limits our capacities. For example, our vessels that we utilize, they are special vessels. They have been taken out sometimes because they are more priority to actually ship around containers in them. When we had the container shortage and the vessel shortage, COVID has happened, limiting our ports availability, factories being shut down, and so on. So of course, we have also been hit by recent disruptions, and it will guaranteed go much more in the future as well, as also maybe predicted by you, Ben. We do not look into less disruptions in our business. It also means that our lead times are hurt. So even if we get the capacity required, we still don't have the certainty that it will actually be delivered on time. So that's a huge impact on our projects. We will be, you can say, faced with liquidated damages with our customers. And of course, the obvious thing is that this has a huge cost. How do we then solve it? Well, we have been on the track for many years of extending and increasing our maturity in our supply chain with a focus on the transportation element. We did a few years back, also together with Westernacher, a long-term commitment on a project where we implemented an execution system, SAP, TM, Transport Management, which was a long-term investment for us to increase our maturity. It was increasing our visibility so that we could actually pinpoint where is our material actually in the supply chain. Previously, we have had a lot of different ways of managing and executing our transports, which was not very visible to us where it was. But actually, the best example was during COVID, we had a much better setup for exception handling it. Pinpointing what material will most likely keep our production facilities from running. We could pinpoint that out with our transport partners and then ask them to either express it or leave some of the less critical material behind. So that was, you can say, a game changer for us. And we actually managed incredibly better than our competitors during the COVID situation. So that was really an example of where we could see that we gained something from an investment. It also standardized the way that we are working. We have been, you can say, globally growing without good systems to support us in the transport area. And there was a huge need for standardizing this. So we also leveraged the one solution, the TM solution, to actually support us in this journey. It of course came with a lot of change management. It also came with a lot, Sven, I heard you say that 15 years or more old solutions, they don't stick. But even though I can agree to that, they are still there. And we don't just change that. And so when we come with a slightly more modern, more standardized approach, and we want to fit it into our existing setup, it's not an easy task. So that was one of our challenges as well. On top of that, one of the main challenges that we were facing is that we have a huge variety of our trade setup, our trade flows, how we actually order material from one entity to another, whether that's external or internal. That is due to many reasons, due to VAT considerations, customs considerations, local country legislation considerations, or just because that was how we got to manage it. So that actually meant that we were faced with a lot of differences that we were actually supposed to then tackle along the way, which I'm hugely proud of that we have been doing in a great way. It just took a little longer time than expected. And since we are on this journey, we are still not at the finish line, but I think we will never be. So it created a huge foundation for us to build on top of, but also to consider this whole element of having one way of working, leading to one set of data, making us actually, now Sven, you also mentioned machine learning. We're not there yet, but we at least now we have the foundation to actually build on top of this, making us learn from what we are doing, and also by that setting our targets, also including sustainability targets in that sense. Another part of our you can say initiatives that we have been doing is that we are enabling ourselves to scale, because we are looking into huge growth in the near future. We have had a lot of different transport suppliers historically, and now we are actually scaling up through only a couple of few suppliers or partners. We have DSV and Maersk, both transport suppliers, huge enterprises as well that are focused on transportation. They are the asset owner, which actually means that we can utilize them, we can get priority, we can get capacity commitment, and we can probably also get better rates. So that in itself is a huge advantage for us in order to ensure our deliveries to our customers. On top of that, we also share the sustainability journey with them. So they enable us to move on the maturity level or ladder of the sustainability. So they have sustainable targets that they are supposed to achieve in order for us to achieve them as well. It's also a matter of simplifying the network that we are collaborating with. Looking at interfaces, collaboration elements, it's much easier to have a few partners that you then direct your attention to. Last but not least, I will mention the fact that we are in the situation of having the complexity that we are in. We need a much better planning, a much stronger planning element. A lot of companies, when they talk about long-term planning, they talk about the manufacturing footprint, etc. But we actually need to be on par with that. So we need to be a core element of our strategic planning. So we have initiated an advanced planning implementation where transport is at the core of that, looking not only a couple of months ahead, but we actually look 1, 2, 3, up to 5 years ahead in order to secure our capacity, do the forecast, do the commitments with our partners. Another topic around the network that we are building is that we deliver also across the world shipping material all over from region to region, but we are localizing much more. We want to become much closer to demand, which is not only a sustainability thought, that's part of it, but it's also limiting the logistical risks of long lead times, uncertain capacities, and so on. So it's a matter of also ensuring the capacity or the delivery assurance to our customers. And I think the sustainability targets is also an important driver behind that. Shorter distances also means less CO2 emissions. Thank you very much for paying attention.
Anders, thank you very much for introducing Vestas to us and giving us a sneak peek on your solutions here. So I'm going to check again with the audience. We do have Benjamin is first today. Woo!
Question on the sustainability targets. Do you see that already becoming knockout criteria for selecting suppliers? Their own sustainability footprint of their products. If you want to become neutral by 2030, you have to enforce that.
Becoming a partner with Vestas, that is definitely part of the contractual agreements that we actually have a partnership with a sustainability mindset. So yes, it is part of our engagement with our partners, that the sustainability journey is embedded in that. Yes.
Perfect. Any further questions? No, then I have the opportunity to ask you. I mean, Anders, we all know that wind energy is a very, very green solution, but it doesn't start with the point where we produce energy. So there's a process ahead of that, like production-wise, transport, building, and so on. So whenever I pass by, I'm always asking myself, how long does it really take till a wind turbine, how long does it have to operate till it's really CO2 neutral?
Yes. Good question.
It's a complicated question, I know.
And it's of course an average. It depends on where in the world and which type of. But it's in average. It's not a lot more than 5 months. Then you have actually neutralized your production footprint. Yes, and of course that's also the target to reduce that. But so that's actually how fast we neutralize our footprint CO2-wise.
Perfect. I didn't expect that. So, Anders, thank you very much again for sharing your insights with us today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.